following problem asks us to simplify the two radicals before us. They're both fifth roots. You can see the fifth root here to the fifth root there. Okay, whenever you're trying to simplify radicals, a lot of times the easiest thing to do is to multiply them together first. And so when we multiply these two together, you're going to have, well, you're first going to need to do 32 times 16. And when you do 32 times 16, you're going to end up with 512 as your answer there for 32 times 16. And then you're going to have x squared times x to the fourth, which is x to the sixth. And then y to the fourth times y to the third, which is to add exponents, is y to the seventh. So we end up with the fifth root of 512 x to the sixth, y to the seventh. Now you got to take the fifth root, and you're going to take the fifth root of each one of these things. And so we need to take out things to the fifth power. That's what you do. So if you notice on 512 actually could be written as 32 times 16. And the reason that's significant is because 2 to the fifth equals 32. To multiply 2 together 5 times, it equals 32. And that's that. So, and we know because we multiplied 32 times 16 that that's 512. So we know that there is a 2 to the fifth, which is 32 in here, which means we can pull a 2 out front and take out that 32. What do we have left over? We have 16 left over inside. Then what we do is, once you're dealing with exponents, it's just a matter of dividing the radical 5 into the exponent. However many times it divides in, that's what you put, how many exponents, x's you put out front. Whatever the remainder is, that's what you put back inside the radical. So in this case, when 5 goes into 6 one time, so we end up with 1x out front. 5 goes into 7 two times, or one time, my bad, so I lose a y out front. And so we were able to bring out a 2, an x, and a y, because there's a 2 to the fifth, which is 32 in there. There's an x to the fifth, which with an x left over, and there's a y to the fifth with a y left over. Then we go ahead and look what we have left inside. 512 times 32. This is the fifth root, by the way. 512 is 32 times 16, so when we took the 32 out, we're left with just the 16. We said our remainder for our x's was just 1, so we just have an x, and our remainder for our y's was 2. So our simplified answer becomes 2 over xy times the fifth root of 16x over y squared.